So guys, I have a couple of Americans visiting, so I'm going to make an elaborate dinner. I'm actually just making dosa, and I buy most of it. So yeah, that's a little trick I have up my sleeve. So let me show you how I go about it. So guys, if you live in the United States and you want to impress some non-Indians, this is not going to work with Indians, okay? So you want to impress non-Indians with a quick South Indian meal, then this is what I do. All you have to do is just make a trip to the Indian store, and then most of the things you'll just find in your refrigerator, or just a quick trip to the grocery store. But the Indian store trip is a must. If you pick up these items, this is a good dosa batter that you can get, Shasta brand. And basically any frozen sambar. I used to get, I think it was the Maharani brand, which was great, but now all I can find is the Haldiram's. This comes out of India. So this, and then there is some coconut chutney you can buy. Deep coconut is very nice. So that's that. You'll need about 2 of these containers. Then there's the Madras tomato chutney, that's also made by Deep. And just defrost these, and you can add a little bit of hot water to it once it's defrosted, and it'll be ready to go. Actually, not quite. You have to, freshen up the sambar a little bit. So this is what I do. I got some veggies here. This is a chayote, zucchini goes well, carrots, and some cilantro for the end. So I peeled the chayote and the carrot, and this is just half a chayote, 1 carrot, half a zucchini, and about 2 tablespoons of cilantro for the end. So guys, I'm going to cook those vegetables in about 2 cups of water in a little pan, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt to taste, maybe like a half teaspoon, just enough for the vegetables, and about half a teaspoon of sambar powder. I'm starting with the carrots because that needs the most cooking time. Maybe I'll give it about 5 minutes. So it's boiling, and I would keep it partially covered so that it cooks a bit faster. The chayote goes next. For maybe another 10 minutes. And finally the zucchini, because that has the least cooking time. Now we just wait for it to cook. You can always take out a piece and try it and see if it is to your liking. The sambar is defrosted nicely, and the vegetables look done at this point. So I will just add this, and it's important to let it cook for another 10 minutes on open flame. That way the vegetables will also absorb the flavor of the sambar. So guys, I'm afraid I tried the sambar and it is spicy. So what I did was added a little bit more water, and I'm going to add some tomatoes to it. So yeah, that's what happens if you try new sambar powder, and also the make of the sambar is a new one. So you've got to err on the side of caution and add very little bit of the sambar powder. And I will just cook it for another 5 minutes, and I'll come back and check. So guys, this is looking good, and the tomatoes are nicely cooked and squished. So I'm going to add some cilantro just for garnish, and then just reheat it when the guests get here. And here I'm boiling some potatoes that will go into the filling for the dosas. These were boiled till they're kind of nice and crumbly like this. And then here they're roughly mashed with fingers. I just cut up half a carrot, a little bit of ginger, maybe 1 teaspoon, a few frozen peas here, half a red onion. I'm going to probably use half of this curry leaf, it's from my garden, and a little bit of cilantro. Oh, and also a tiny bit of jalapenos, I forgot. All you need is some salt, some mustard seeds, and this is chana dal, and I'll show you that in a bit. And this is some turmeric, and also Asofoetida powder. So this is a good brand. I'll put it in my description box. So guys, this is chana dal, and it's hulled chickpea split. And this, by the way, is a great brand that comes out of India. It's called 24 Mantra Organic. And guys, if you can't find the chana dal and the Asofoetida powder, do not worry. You can still make a good masala without these. Put the mustard and the chana dal in high heat oil like coconut or ghee. And then you can use the onions, throw them in there and wait for them to soften. Then add some ginger, and here I have some curry leaves. I put it at this stage so that they don't splatter on all over the place, which will happen with the mustard seeds and the chana dal, so it gets a little messy. And here is some turmeric powder and some asofoetida powder. You want to make sure that the turmeric powder cooks. Raw turmeric doesn't really taste very good. At this point, you could also add some cayenne pepper, but I don't want it to make it too spicy. And then in goes the peas and the carrots, and you can add a little bit of jalapenos now, or you could add it also with the potatoes, or you could do half and half, and then just mix them again thoroughly. Then some salt. And remember, mix. Mixing, I have realized over time, is very important to get it evenly coated. It's worth the effort. And here I'm adding a little bit of water because I want the filling to be a little moist. But in the past, I've done it even without water. This is just the new trend, if you will, in my house right now, is to cook it with a little bit of water, cover it and cook the vegetables a bit more. And then we have the mashed potatoes, so I'm going to add that with some cilantro. Cilantro can go in later as well. And again, a good mix. Unfortunately, in these potatoes, I have some pieces that are not as crumbly as I would have liked it. So I'm going to have to cook it a little bit longer now at this stage. Definitely mushier now, but I'm going to put it for a little bit longer so it's a little less watery. That's my well-seasoned cast iron pan, but I'm not using that today because whenever I have guests, my cast iron pan and I get performance anxiety. So I'm not taking a chance. Instead, I'm using a non-stick pan. And you just, lightly with a little bit of oil, just kind of wipe it down. And then the first dosa, I'm trying to make it before my guests arrive. And this is my sacrificial dosa because the first one never turns out right. And you'll see this is not going to be as good. So basically, this is the method. You just put 1 spoonful in the middle and then just from the inside to the out, go in a circular motion. And then you add some ghee to it or coconut oil, it's your choice. And then raise the temperature a little bit so that it starts to brown. So here is my not so great looking dosa. It's going to get better. And I'm also heating some water to add to the coconut chutney, which is defrosted, but the consistency is not as good as I would like it because remember, coconut is supposed to be in a subtropical climate. So to give it that the right consistency, I need to add some hot water. So that's what this is, and now it's starting to look a lot better. Guys, our guests are here. I better go. So this was my appetizer, guys. Onion and gorgonzola pastry puffs. I bought it at Safeway, and a mint mojito. So this has become really popular in my house. Every time we have guests over, my daughter's recipe, I'll try to do a video on this next as well, a 1-minute video. And here I am making fresh dosas. So this is the thing with dosas. While the guests are sitting and talking, one person has to be doling out fresh dosas. So that's what I'm doing here. Oh mon Dieu, c'est parfait. And I have no idea why I'm using a fish spatula, but it works. At this point, I'm just showing off my spatulas. Here is a traditional Indian one. Dosa is looking very crispy. Yummy. And here is the plate already. And the chutneys and the tulips on my plate are blending into each other. Next time I should keep in mind to use a white plate. And there is some yummy sambar with delicious vegetables. we finished it off with a lovely, yummy, refreshing mango dessert. And the next video I'll make will be on this dessert, a 1-minute video. So look out for that as well. So guys, my guests just left, and yeah, that went pretty well. And that is an easy way to impress guests. So if you want to pull a fast one, not spend all day cooking, then try that. It works out well, and it's reasonably healthy. So give that a shot. If you like the video, do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.